Okay, I think it's working.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So, thank you very much. I want to thank you for joining me, Chantel Riley. There's the cat. Chantel Riley, thank you for joining me. This is BurnWallGaveItAll.com. Um, in the Broadway production of The Lion King and also in the upcoming film Race, the Jesse Owens story. So, yeah, thank you. Thank you very
Thanks
much.
for having me.
It's a nice, bright, early day.
Nice and early. There's
Uh,
a monkey in the background.
yeah. She's probably going to be the co-star of this
Right.
this interview here. So first off, right off the bat, just tell me a little bit about how you got basically how you got the acting bug. What made you want to decide to pursue this?
I actually didn't really want to do it until way later in my life. Well, not way later, but I was dancing from when I was younger and always liked performing and thought that I was going to be a dance teacher and teach at my studio that I used to dance at when I was younger. So after school, I graduated from New York University, did a sociology bachelor's degree, and was kind of just doing that to have something. I said, maybe I could teach, maybe I can't, who knows. I just knew in my heart I wanted to be a performer. So I thought I was going to go to a dance school to learn how to teach dance. And that didn't happen. So instead I got a normal job, like most people, got a 9 to 5, and was working as an insurance adjuster for an insurance company. And I remember about halfway into my time there, I had seen a production of The Color Purple, which was on tour in Toronto, which is where I'm from. And I remember just watching them and being like, I can totally do this. I can do that. I can do that. I like to sing. Acting I've never really done as much as like what we used to do in my church, but okay, like let's give it a shot. I can totally do that. And a friend of mine introduced me to an open casting call in Toronto, and I went to that casting call, and that was it. I booked the job. First, I got to work as Nala in Germany in the Hamburg company, and then I got to be on Broadway. I've been on Broadway for 3 years now.
So that was the first thing you got right into the Lion King?
Yes,
Wow,
that was my first big gig, and it was big,
that's
real
that's
big.
quite that's quite a start.
Yeah.
So you started off. You said you started off in Germany before you did it in Canada, or sorry, you started off in Germany before you did the production in the States. You said.
Yes, yeah. So,
Okay.
well, yeah, I did it in Hamburg first.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you still on tour with the Broadway show?
I'm still on Broadway. This show stays in New York, and then we also have a touring company that goes around the States as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I stay in New York. Yeah.
And I think you said you're from Canada?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool. I did not
Yeah.
know
Wait, where
that.
are you from?
I'm in New Brunswick,
Oh,
Fredericton.
nice.
Yeah. But you're
Yes.
living in New York
Yeah,
now, right?
I live in New
Okay.
York. Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned Eastern. Somebody mentioned Eastern time, so I was pretty sure you're in the States, but I guess that could be Canada too.
Yeah, I've had a couple of interviews, and some of them have been in the West Coast, and so I'd say 1 o'clock my time, which they would think was 1 o'clock their time.
Oh.
So I'm calling them, and I'm like, hello, and they're like, who is this? I'm like, we have an interview. Like, oh, I thought that was in the next 3 hours. So just a little bit of mix up.
It's a pretty interesting career job. I noticed you said insurance adjuster and then right into singing.
Yeah, it's so weird how it works. Like I was singing in my church, growing up and stuff, and so I've always loved doing it. And again, I was dancing when I was younger. I started when I was about 3 until like 18, just taking dance
Oh wow.
lessons and stuff. And stopped before going to university. But yeah, it's a huge transition and very different. Like I was on that computer like 9 to 5. And your back starts hurting and your shoulders are hurting and your eyes are hurting. Yeah, I was like, nah. I said, God, this has to change. I'm ready. I'm ready for a change.
You went from shoulder and back pain to maybe your throat hurting after a
Yeah, it's
performance.
like, okay, well, the shoulder and back pain didn't really go anywhere. We just added a couple other things. Knee joints, your feet hurt sometimes. It's a good
So,
pain.
uh, so 3 years on Broadway doing that so far, still
Yes,
going.
yes,
So then tell me now, as far as films go,
yes.
you've got a big one coming up. But
Mhm.
before we go into that, I just want to know, is this your first acting for film?
Yeah, it's my first feature. It's my first feature film.
Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
it's the
So
first
not
one.
so nothing before this besides Broadway.
No, no.
Jumping all over the place.
I mean, hey, I'm so blessed and I'm so grateful because it's happening a lot faster than for most people, and
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I'm just so grateful. I guess the right timing and stuff too. So yeah.
So how did that come about? Finding out about the movie and auditioning and everything?
Well, once I booked Lion King, I had an agent, and so she was working and got me that audition and did a self tape. So I had to record myself. I didn't have to go into the audition room. Probably because I was here, I didn't know where they were auditioning. Which is a little more difficult because most people like to go into an actual audition room so the casting people could kind of get a vibe of who you are and a sense of who you are and stuff. And so I didn't have that. I just had myself on a tape and was just like, well, I hope they could see what kind of person I am through this and see that I'm kind of cool. I think I'm cool. And, so I submitted the tape, and a couple months later, actually, I got the call that I booked the role of Quincella.
That's interesting. It's interesting you mentioned that you find it can be more difficult to do it pre-recorded because I always felt the opposite way for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, doing it pre-recorded is great because you have like 60 million chances to do it before submitting it and making it perfect. But there's something that usually goes missing, I feel like, when you're doing a tape. It's like when you enter that room, they get a sense of who you are and your presence and what you bring to the table. And if they want to work with someone like yourself, if you have that right attitude and that right personality, I feel like helps a lot too.
Yeah, that's true. This is also they're looking at someone. Do we want to spend 18 hours a day
You see
with
what
you?
I'm saying? For like 3 months? Hmm.
So the movie is Race. It comes out February 19th, I believe.
Oh my gosh. It's 18 days.
It's all over the popcorn bags down here.
It's sorry?
I- At the movie theater, it's all over the popcorn bags. Race.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
really happening.
Oh my god. I'm like freaking out. I'm freaking out.
So tell us a little bit about the role you have in that film.
So I played Quincella Nickerson, who was a huge fan of Jesse's, and they had met in Los Angeles. She is a real character. She did exist. Um, and she was a socialite. So think like Paris Hilton, think like Kim Kardashian, like that kind of vibe, but in like the 1930s. So her father was the owner and the CEO of a huge insurance company in LA at the time, and which was a big deal because African Americans in that time weren't making the best amount and didn't have the most respect. So someone like him doing that was pretty huge. So I feel like she pretty much got whatever she wanted. She was
Yeah.
wealthy. She had the best clothes and drove the nicest cars, and I think Daddy treated her right and spoiled her. And so she met Jesse while he was at a track meet in Los Angeles, and yeah, they had a good time. They had fun.
Nice euphemism.
Shopping, parties, they had a blast.
That's great. So you work closely with a lot of obviously the lead actor in the film.
Yes.
What's that? Sorry.
Yes, Stefan James. He's actually also from Toronto. So
Oh, there you
a
go.
lot of Canadians are representing in this film. We have a lot of them in here
Gonna start
representing.
invading.
Yes, we're taking it over.
Did you? No, 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 no. I don't know where exactly did you film this movie?
They shot it in Montreal,
Okay.
and they also shot in Berlin as well. From
Okay.
what I know, yeah, I think it's just those two places. So that was really cool to be in Montreal for the summer. It was beautiful. The food was amazing. So it was perfect timing.
Oh yeah, I'm actually from Montreal, so
you are?
Yeah.
You know all about that. We were like right downtown. It was so beautiful. It looked as in like some European city. It was great.
Well, it seems a lot these days too. There's a lot of American films being filmed in Canada. I'd say like almost half, or maybe even more these days.
Yeah, especially now I know the dollar's a little bit, not doing so well, unfortunately for my country. But
our dollar's not doing so well.
It's not doing so good. So fortunately for them here, it's great news, and they're going to be shooting a lot more stuff this year, I'm sure.
So you must be excited because it's coming up in, what, 3 weeks?
Oh my God. I'm excited / nervous / I just want to barf / I just don't know. But yeah, I'm really excited. I am.
At least with it being on film, you can choose which showing to be at, right?
Well, we have this screening coming up on the 17th, and so I'll be going to that. But I'm also going to be hosting my own little private screening for my cast and friends here in New York. So I'm probably not going to be in the room while the movie's going on, because I'm going to be like so nervous at what they say. But
very similarly, I can't watch myself.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Yeah,
it's so weird.
It's so weird. It is really weird. I had a question that it completely escaped me. Yeah, so the movie's coming up. So you have a screening party.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you? How long did you work on the film for? I don't know if I asked you that already.
So let's see. In a total, I honestly was probably total like 1.5 to 2 weeks. Yeah. They got a lot of it done like pretty fairly quickly. But I had to pretty much take some time off the show and go do it there, which they were very good about. So I thank God for that. And traveling's always fun.
Yeah.
So that was great. Like I said, it was, Montreal in the summertime, so that was like perfect. Oh, good. Let me escape New York for a second.
One big city to another.
Exactly. Except this one was French, so it was great.
Yeah, quite a big jump.
Yeah.
So I just want to get your opinion on something because I was doing a little research on you, and I was looking at some of your tweets there, and noticed you've been talking a little bit about the Oscars thing. You must know what I'm talking about. If anybody doesn't know, there's a little bit of a controversy this year with the Oscar nominations not exactly being very diverse.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if you had anything you wanted to say about that. What's your take on this Oscars?
I mean, it's very apparent that the Oscars, like it says, are so white, and a lot of people I feel like got snubbed, like Idris Elba, who actually just won a SAG award for Beast No Nation and actually for Luther, and I've done a lot of research myself too, and a lot of people have been saying that he has been, and that movie has been the most talked about that should have been nominated and didn't get as much love and credit that it should have. And I don't know, I just feel like it starts from the internal, you know what I mean? I mean, with the SAG, that's great because it's the peers that vote. So it's people like you and I that get to say, okay, this person deserves it. Whereas in the Academy, it's all about, who's in, and, who knows who, you know what I'm saying? So that's where it needs to start. And I know the president of the Academy Awards is working diligently to make sure that it does get a little more diverse. And hopefully it happens a lot sooner. And I know with all the talks of, Jada Pinkett Smith and everybody has their own opinion, but I just hope that the word is out there now and something is going to happen and something has to change where it is more inclusive. And it gives more people a chance, you know what I mean? Whether it be black writers, more black actors, black directors being recognized for their work. Creed, Sylvester Stallone was nominated for Creed, and, the director of the film was an African-American man, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, let's show him a little bit of recognition. I feel like Strata Compton definitely should have gotten a little bit more for that. Those guys were amazing, especially as an ensemble.
That was what really stood out for me, especially the actor. his name's not coming to me right now,
Yeah.
but it's the actor who played Eazy-E in the
Yeah,
film.
Michael. Yeah, absolutely. He was incredible, and I thought a lot of people agree with you and I. You know what I mean? And so I just hope that this year, 2016, for the 2017 Oscars, that we'll be able to see a little more diversity and not just, the same people getting nominated over and over again because of the, who they know and who's who. And it may not exactly be the color of their skin, but sometimes it's just all about who your buddies are on the inside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does seem a little bit political.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of it is, but as long as we're out there supporting each other as Black people, as people of color, and then that's all that should really matter. But of course, the recognition is well deserved for a lot of these films that didn't get it.
hmm Um, yeah, like I don't know if you saw this announcement earlier, but they're trying to I guess infuse the academy, like the voting academy, with a little bit more diversity. Like they've gone on to hire people of different races and ethnicities. It's a good thing. It seems like a little bit like damage control, but hey, if that's how they got to come to that, if that's how they're going to come to that decision, then
Hey, then make it happen.
yeah, exactly.
Because the people are talking and they are upset, and you don't want something like, I mean, if you're a part of the academy, you don't want something like that happening, the people not appreciating you or respecting you, or, where they don't care anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a political thing. So, yeah, do the damage control. If it has to be done, it has to be done. And, and it shouldn't be done because of, oh, it looks bad. It should be done because it needs to be done. And it should have been done a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
let's hope that change comes really quickly.
Here's hoping.
Right.
So do you have any? So I'll just ask you as well. Do you have anything else coming up? Anything you want to promote? Anything coming out after race? So since you went from, you know, what was your first job again?
Oh, my insurance?
Insurance
Yes,
adjuster
as an auto
to
insurance adjuster.
insurance adjuster to Lion King to race. I'm assuming your next film is Star Wars.
Oh my God. Boy, don't get me hyped. It's so funny. I'm friends with John Boyega. I actually met him. He came to the show not so long ago. And so we've stayed friends, and he's hilarious. And I'm like, boy, can you get me a job or nah? Hook that up. No, it's not Star Wars. But I have a vlog up on my YouTube, which is pretty much talking about my journey to where I am now. A lot of people ask me questions about how I got to what I got to, what did I experience, was it hard, and so I just took the time to do a short, like an animated series. So that's up on my YouTube on youtube.com/the Chantel Riley is my YouTube channel. And we have 2 episodes up so far, and we're going to try to do a series of 10. We're just trying to get the reaction of the audience and see what they think. And I also have been working on some short films, which have been submitted to various different film festivals around New York and around the States and stuff. I've been working with a director named James Brown Orleans, who's also in the show with me. He's incredible, so smart, writes, directs, produces, like he does everything. And we submitted a drama called Teacher's Nightmare, which won a Wendy's International Short Film Award, which is great for Best Drama. So that's been going around, and just been doing a little more short films and stuff. But hopefully with Race coming out, it'll be able to open up some more opportunities for me as well.
Perhaps Race 2 is on the horizon.
Perhaps. Race 2, Quincella Nickerson. What did she do next? That'd be great.
Everything's got a sequel these days, right?
Oh, God. Everything. But it is great to see movies like Race that's coming out. Nate Parker's film was doing amazing at the Sundance Film Festival. Birth of a Nation, about Nat Turner. That has been getting a lot of hype too. And just to see more people of color on screen and just being recognized for that talent is what needs to happen, and is very exciting. And I'm just so excited to be a part of something like this, like Race, that is coming, I feel like, at like the perfect time. Not only is it Black History Month, but it's also a time where, you know what, stuff is happening, and people aren't being seen like they should, and so this is a great way to kind of push that forward.
Oh, I completely agree. All right, well, I want to thank you very much.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
For joining me here. Thanks for answering my questions.
No problem.
Dealing with the occasional appearance of some animals here.
Monkey. Good morning.
And yeah, so this is the first video interview for the website. So congratulations.
Thank you. Number 1. Woo woo. So excited. Thanks.
Really glad the technology didn't crap out on us. So yeah, so thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Team Canada.
And
keep doing what you're doing. Thank you so much.
Go Canada.
Yes. Yes. Take it over.
And I want to wish you continued success as well on your career so far.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.